What's up, everyone? What a day. All right, this was a wild one. I started the day with a $6 winner, dropped down 4 grand, got back to break even, and then dropped down another 3 grand. So down 3 grand on the day, a little bit of a setback, losing a day and a half of progress, basically. $2,000 the daily goal, so 1.5 days down. Got my work cut out for me. I got to try to finish strong tomorrow and Monday as we wrap up the month of September. And thank goodness, because that means October, November, December, January, the hottest months of the year are around the corner. And I am excited for momentum to pick up. And we saw it today. I just sort of botched my trade. So we'll break it down during the recap. And as always, questions, comments, leave them below. And I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. Hey everyone. All right. Well, today is a day where I even disappointed myself. Today we had a pretty impressive momentum stock on PRPO, and I sort of did this classic thing where I initially underestimated it. So I first saw it hit the scanner. Let me relaunch this or do the historical date and time. So I first saw it hit the scanner at about $2.50, and I kind of was like, oh, PRPO, I don't know, we haven't seen much momentum today. I'm not sure. And that was like right here. And I was like, oh, the float's 5.4 million shares. I pulled it up. I was kind of like, it's interesting, but yes, it's a former runner, but I don't know. I'm not really sure. And at this time when it hit, it was about 10:55. So I was like, I don't usually trade at this time of day. I'll probably just leave it alone. All right. So, first issue was underestimating it. Now the problem with that is, it comes up here to 45 and kind of does nothing for a little bit. And so I'm like, all right, yeah, I was probably right in underestimating or in thinking it wasn't worth it. And then all of a sudden right here, it's back on the scanner as it's hitting 254, 258, and 263. And this is where I looked at it and I was like, man, this thing is moving, isn't it? It's really taking off. So at that point, I pull up the level 2 on it and I put up an order. I get ready to put an order and I see it's ripping. It's 280, 286. I put an order for 3. I'm about to press it. It rips past 3. So I missed my order at 3 and then off it goes to 340. And now it looks like it's about to get halted on a circuit breaker. The circuit breaker halt I could see coming up at 47, and so I just I jumped in. I kind of FOMO'd into it. I was like, hey, it looks like it's going to halt. I jumped in at 40, and look at that, boom! Instantly it drops back to 307, and I was just like, I've done it again. I've let my fear of missing out get to me. And I've been doing this for a long time. And I know you guys have seen this from me and you see it in yourself, I'm sure, from time to time where, you have those calm, cool, collected trades where you're in here and you're selling into the rip. And then you have those times where you just kind of like FOMO into it, the wrong spot, overcompensate. So anyways, I'm in it here and I'm holding through this whole pullback. Now I'm kind of like, I'm in it. And I stopped out right here. So there I stopped out. And at that point I was down 4 grand. So I took one trade this morning on SO NM. I was up $6.79. And then I took this trade on PRPO and I lost 4 grand. So I was down $4,000. And I'm like, I walk away. This is like lunchtime, whatever. So I walk away for a little bit. I then come back and see it doing this. It's now back up to 319. And I look at it and I'm like, man, this thing, if it flags out here, this looks good for a move back up towards the highs, right? First 5-minute candle to make a new high. So I jumped back in it. I jumped back in and I made back $4,000. I got myself to break even on the day on it. I was actually up about $84 on the day. Victory, a short-lived victory. I then was like, okay, well, this is clearly taking off. It's moving really fast. And I jumped back in right here for the break over 4. And on this one, I don't know what I was thinking. I jump in with 3,000 shares. I add 6,000. I add another 3,000. I'm at 6,000. I go to 9,000. And it looks like it's about to break. And I'm seeing green on the time and sales. And I'm thinking to myself, it's going to break $4. It's going to rip up. Once they start moving like this, you're moving in like half dollars. Your next target's 425, 450. So I'm thinking this thing, 450 potentially. So I'm at 9,000. Then I go 12,000. Then I go 15,000 shares. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm in this heavy. And clearly at 90, there's like a hidden seller because I'm buying, but this thing is not breaking. It then hits 93 and drops to 72, and I lose $3,000 like that. So I went from being, down 4 to break even, up $80. Hey, I'll take it, to down $3,000. And I just sat there like, just really bummed out and kind of disappointed in myself. And, hey, at least I threw in the towel where I did. And I guess I did make back, $1,000 off the lows, but the stock is still up 54%, and I'm going to be one of those guys that's red on it. I'm sure I'm not alone. I'm sure there's a lot of other people that did something similar to me, whether they were in up here or in here before these drops. The thing is, the hard thing is that when you've got a 9,000 share position and you lose 40 cents per share, you're down $4,000 or whatever it is. And then to make back $4,000, it's pretty uncommon for me to be holding full size for a 40, 50 cent breakout. So, down here, I added back, let's see, just to dial in on where I got back in. The high here was 19. So I added back right here as it broke over 320. On this trade, I made about $1,000. And then as it broke over 34 right here, I added 12,000 shares. As it broke 34, I added more at 40. I got myself up to 17,000 shares. So, on the breakout from 35 up to 60, in order for me to make basically $3,000, I needed a 17,000 share position and 15 cents per share. And I wasn't doing the math like that in my head. I was being aggressive. I thought it was going to rip back through the highs. I was right, but it was kind of hard to sell on the ask. I had a big position. It then dropped back down to 33 before then ripping back up. So, it was a little choppy. And then I got aggressive here and, kind of just botched the trade in general. But you know what? All things considered, yes, it's a red day. My max losses on my account currently set at $5,000. So I didn't quite touch that max loss where I'm cut off from trading for the rest of the day. And PRPO, it had the look and it started to, open up. I thought it was going to do more than it did. And, I first underestimated it and then I overestimated it, and I'm going to be finishing the day red on it. But $3,000 is, my daily goal is 2,000 a day. So this is giving back about 1.5 days. My daily goal is 2,000 and my daily average is $2,000. I average 2,000 a day. We have 250 trading days in a year. Last year I did 500 grand. So this gave back a day and a half of profit. Certainly years ago when I was getting started, this would have been giving back weeks of profit. But I'm at a point now where it's giving back a day and a half, and so I'm not bent out of shape about it in terms of the loss. I'm more just disappointed that I screwed up here, made it all back, and then screwed up a second time. That's kind of a little embarrassing, but it comes with the territory of trading. It's like, trying to be a boxer and never take a hit. Sometimes you're going to take a hit and you just got to bounce back up. So being a successful trader is about bouncing back up. All right. So that's it for me. Again, a little bit of a red day recap here, but I'll be back at it tomorrow. Try to finish up the week on a good note. And hey, October is around the corner, and that means we are coming into the hottest time of the year for my strategy. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I'll see you guys all first thing tomorrow morning.
If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.